Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, we take a look at everything that I made way back in February and March earlier this year. It seems like an absolute age ago. And of course, the Kandinsky is in there.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So normally I do one Everything I Made episode per month, but I kind of did lots of beading and that takes forever. So we're going to do February and March combined. And we'll save the Kandinsky for the end because it's so bright and cheerful and I just love it. Okay, so first up there's actually 3 summer reversible cotton jackets, spring-summer ones. And this was one of the patterns. It's Simplicity S9541. And I used green fabric on one side and Liberty of London blue and white one on the other side. The blue and white sketchy one, it's illustrations of flowers and like botanical things. And there's some wild strawberries in there, that was the clincher for me. And yeah, I think this would look better in a floaty fabric. There's the pattern for you. And yeah, I mean, I like it, but I think it would look well on a person who has just normal shoulders, really. I have tiny shoulders and relative to my tiny shoulders, big hips. So it just sort of makes me look like an actual bear. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice jacket. I think if you use a floaty fabric, it would be pretty fabulous. And the back, if you like it, to wear an open shirt, then this would probably be a really good jacket for you. I think just the combination of my teensy wincy frame and big hips, it looks ridiculous on me. But I do, yeah, so I'm kind of mad that I used up half. I bought 2 yards of this blue Liberty of London with the wild strawberries on it. And it's got all different things on there. And I'm kind of mad that I used it up on this one. I could have made a dress from it, like a layer cake dress, and this would have been in 2 of the layers. As it is, I only have enough to do use it in 1 of the layers now. So yeah, but I mean, I like it. I think if I'd made the front more cropped or made the back cropped as well. I know the point of that jacket is the long back, but I don't know. I'm glad I tried it though. So the next one is another summer jacket. This is actually the second version that I made from this pattern. I really like this pattern. And again, I don't really have the shoulders for it, but I love it anyway. And this is what it looks like on a dress, because a couple of you asked to see what it looks like on a dress, not just like the mannequin with nothing else on it. So here's my strawberry dress. I suppose I should have gone out the other layer cake dress that is blue and yellow. But anyway, one side of this, it's a reversible. The side I just showed you is the vintage sort of like 1950s daisy print. And this side is Liberty of London. And they're both absolutely adorable. I think this side looks good when you turn up the cuffs so that you can see the vintage daisy fabric on the other side, whereas when it's the vintage daisy side, I just like it plain. I don't like the cuffs turned up. And then this is the first version of it's the same pattern that I used, and it originally had like lapels and collar sort of thing. Well, collar is turned, lapels are slightly different, and this is the second side. Wow, I did not put that on the mannequin well. It is very cute, but it's not for me. I think you really do need shoulders. I look much better in a fitted jacket because, yeah, it just sort of works out all my proportions and makes me look more like an adult. This one is adorable. I think if you put pockets on this, like patch pockets, it would just be awesome. It would be awesome weekend jacket, or if you made it in a fancier fabric, you could even wear it like for formal occasions. It's just such a good, I don't know, it's such a simple pattern, but I really, really like it. I hardly ever simple jacket patterns. I hardly ever like them. There's like the Butterick 6123. Love that one as well. But this one, yeah, it's got front piece, back piece, and a sleeve. And I turned it into like it'll be in the next episode, not the Feb March, it'll be in the April May one. I used a navy and purple tweed and I turned it into a beaded jacket. And it looks, I think I need to do twice as much beading on it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then this is the same pattern as the mauve and aqua one, but I altered it slightly. So I rounded out the front corners, and the neckline is obviously a little different, and I love this fabric. I bought 2 yards of this fabric, so I used 1 yard making this jacket, and I'm going to use the other yard making a Chanel style jacket, which is going to have Kandinsky style beading on it. It's going to be awesome, absolutely awesome. And it's also going to have some big diamond shaped beads on there. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do, but it's going to take a while, so I haven't done it yet. And this is the reverse side of it. It's such a vintage fabric, this one. It looks like 1940s or 1980s, depending on your reference. 1980s was fashion was very influenced by the 1940s. And this is me just noticing that the reds and the sort of coral colours in the jacket fabric go really, really well with the reds in the strawberry dress. So I thought they wouldn't work together, but they're very cute. And then, oh yes, I made the handbag. So I actually made a black one in cotton, like this fabric I've got on the back there. I just made a mock-up one in cotton, and then I just checked that the balance and the proportions were right, which I forgot to film. But then I made this tweed one, and it's an Oscar de la Renta tweed, and I used all these beautiful beads. And so, yeah, I just made this, drafted it myself. I just looked at a bunch of vintage handbags on Pinterest and got the silhouette that I liked, made it really simple, because my end goal, and this is the back, I didn't put any beading on the back. I just had the feature beading on one side, and the silk in the lining is made out of silk. I'm not sure if you can tell. And it's quite a simple bag, but I wanted it to be a simple canvas so that I can make another one, which I haven't done yet, that is fully beaded. And yeah, so I just sort of traced an outline, then went around and added seam allowance around both edges, the outer edge and then the inside of the handle, and then the same for the lining. And yeah, so I have to make another handbag. I really, really want to do a beaded one. So it's small enough that I can bead the whole thing, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that. Anyway, next we have the Barbie jacket. For the longest time, I fought against naming it the Barbie jacket, but the Barbie jacket it now is, because, I mean, look at it. If I say the Barbie jacket, and you're vaguely familiar with my jackets, you'll know exactly which one it is. In a moment, I put it on the me-sized mannequin and I put it up on the sideboard, but I'm just showing you what it looks like around the neckline. Oh, it's so pretty. So I do a deep neckline on mine so that they sort of sit off from my neck, just because I don't particularly like things close to my neck, but also because it shows off the beading so spectacularly when it's just that little bit deeper than a standard neckline. Actually looks really good with these black beads. They're actual beads for beading, but because they're expensive ones come on like strung on it's actually a little bit of wire, but they look really good as a necklace. I will eventually use them as beads. Anyway, this is it from the side. So the jacket I used a discontinued McCall's pattern that I use quite a lot. Just the sleeves are a little bit wider. There's more ease in it than the Vogue 7975, which is my preferred jacket making pattern, just because it's such a well-designed pattern and it's got lots of points where you can alter it, and the instructions are really easy to read, in my opinion. Anyway, so and with this McCall's one, they discontinued it, presumably because there are mistakes in the drafting, and it's kind of complex to like explain what the mistakes are, but obviously I fixed the mistakes, and then it's good to go once you fix it. And also, yeah, the sleeves that little bit wider, so beading is easier. And then I got really carried away with this one. So the beads that I used, here we go. Yeah, it is a lot, but like I've been collecting beads since I was a kid. So, it adds up when you don't use them. You just keep buying things. So beads are like fashion. You can't just go out to a store and say, I'd like this thing that was fashionable 5 years ago, please. They sort of go in cycles. So yeah, I sort of buy things and then buy more things. And people are like, where can I get this? Where can I get that? I'm like, well, just wait 5 years and it'll be trendy again. But if you're desperate, maybe like Etsy, eBay, they always have, weird things that were trendy 5, 10, 15 years ago. So, yeah, maybe there. But a kid's toy store in the jewellery section or the novelty jewellery section of a big fabric store or a hobby store, they usually have beads, the kids' beads with the letters on them and things like that. And, whenever there's kids' toys that have flowers on them, whenever they're trendy, then floral beads become and floral jewellery becomes trendy and they start selling it again. So just, it's going to take forever to make anyway. So just wait a few months or a year and they'll probably be available again. Anyway, I use this metallic sort of lame fabric as the base, and it's this metallic foil fabric glued to a mesh. Oh my gosh, it was so difficult to stab with my needle. It was very frustrating to make, but the end product is just fabulously bling, so I'm glad that I kept with it and did it. Next we have a birder one. So this is a mock-up, and I think I should have used a plain fabric for this one. We're working on a theme here, so I have no shoulders, but I still made this. Well, the cover on the pattern was just so cute. And then I made it, and it's got this massive lapel collar thing. And if you are making this jacket, the instructions are really, really confusing. They tell you to make like the whole of the front and the underside of the collar are one bit, and then the facing of the front and the top side of the collar are different bits. But when you cut out the front of the jacket, they just call the underside of the collar, they just call it a collar. So you assume, well, I assumed that it was the top side of the collar. And I was like, I'm so stupid. This isn't working for me. The only way I can make it work is if it's the underside of the collar. And then I was like, yeah, it's the underside of the collar. And then, so yeah, if you're making it, just use a mannequin or put it on yourself. It goes on like an apron. You sort of flip the collar over your head and then look in the mirror and you will work it out. But if you just have it on your bench and you're trying to figure it out, it will never work. So just think about a barbecue apron that you put over your head and you get it. But I was just looking at it and I was going, I've cut it. I must have cut it wrong. I must have done something wrong. Anyway, I didn't. The instructions are just really confusing. But the jacket's nice enough. I just think you need a different body type for it to work. This one I love. I absolutely love. This is the that simple jacket with the 3 parts, just the front piece, the back piece cut on the fold, and the sleeves that I made. I think I'm going to make another formal one. Maybe not with the tweed, but maybe just all over beaded on like just a netting base, because it was so much fun to do all the beading. I was sort of running short of time, but the actual beading part was pretty cool. I didn't do enough beading on that navy, and I should talk about this one. Anyway, so I love this Chelsea fabric. And then this is me showing you that there are some of the fabrics in this that are also like the reverse side of this jacket is a vintage cotton lawn. You can sort of see it turned at the lapels there. So I used half of it on that. I think I used like 1 yard of it on the jacket, and then I used half a yard in this the orange dress, and then I still have it like a tiny or maybe only a quarter of a yard left, and I'm going to use it in this other layer cake dress that's going to be golden, and it's going to be fabulous. So anyway, here it is, this jacket with that dress, and they just look adorable together. And this is the other side, and I tied it up in a knot instead of folding the lapels back, so you could see the Chelsea Flower Show fabric. I sort of just tied it up because I think that's probably how some people would wear it. And now it's time to show you the one and only dress that I made in this 2-month period. Well, layer cake dresses do take a little bit of effort, and you kind of have to be in the mood for sitting in front of the sewing machine to do one of these. So this one used the Pheasant Orchard fabric from Liberty of London, and then there's a couple of vintage cotton lawns, and then the orange one. Oh my gosh, I love this Liberty of London orange fabric. It's just so completely beautiful. It's got really intricate patterns in it, so I wasn't quite sure where to put the center of the bodice, because it was just a really intricate, like all the oranges and the branches sort of weave together, but I quite like the way it turned out, and it looks really good with these. Again, I've just put random beads on the mannequins as necklaces. It's such a pretty fabric. I've got the tiniest amount of this one left too, so I'm like, oh, what will I make with it? I guess I can make another handbag. And I'm not sure though. Anyway, I think we've got 2 jackets left. We've got the Kandinsky and we've got another one. We'll go with the tweed jacket first, the one with the inverted red triangle on the back, which I now do triangles on the back of absolutely everything. So it has collar and cuff beading as well. I've since taken this beading off, but it does look lovely, but it just, I don't know, I felt like it didn't suit the personality of the jacket. I don't know, I just felt like it needed to be something else for it to sort of mesh. Like, I just felt the beading and the jacket and the tweed, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You sort of, when you bead jackets, you're like, no, this isn't right. Something else will be better. So I do love these beads, and I've got another sort of teal coloured tweed that I think they will be absolutely perfect for. So I'll use them on that. But oh my gosh, this inverted red triangle. I love the mix of the transparent and opaque beads. I wasn't sure, and this is me just showing you the tweed. It is a lovely weave, and at the same time I was working a bit on the vintage knit jacket. So yeah, the new beading is going to be slightly inspired by that. And then we have one left. We have the Kandinsky, which I absolutely love. Just in case I haven't told you a million times already, I love this beading. It's like a sunshine rainbow of colours. It's so pretty, and it's not very Kandinsky-esque anymore, but in the back, sort of, you can see the roots of the design, and you can see that it was maybe Kandinsky inspired. That pale pink bit, you can see sort of how heavy the beads are on that. So I might do a little bit more beading there so that you can't see the base fabric, which sort of shows the stress of the weight of the beads. I like it when everything seems weightless. So yeah, and for the most part, I feel like you can't tell by looking at it how heavy all this beading must be. And I love that about it. This side, like the mix of colors is just, it was such a challenge. Like those colors, would they really go together? And then there's 2 different types of green on the arm there. This is me, like my hands inside the jacket, and I'm just trying to show you the movement of it. And I think the 2 different greens look absolutely beautiful there. And this section has 3 different colors on it, and the bottom one has long bits in it as well. I love the idea of just having shorter strands and longer strands. When you bead this particular way, you have to do short strand, long strand, short strand, long strand, so that the jacket will age well and it can carry the weight of all that beading. And I also have a lot of structural layers, and I used a decorative fabric, which is really densely woven fabric. incredibly hard to beat into, but it just means that the whole piece will age well. And I love this bit on the back here. I'm going to do, I think I've said, more Kandinsky beading, and this pale pink bit here, see how there's some shorter sections and some longer sections? That's the kind of thing I'm going to explore in the next iterations of Kandinsky beading, because I'm thinking of taking a photo of that and like blowing it up into a massive, like a huge painting size, and just hanging it on the wall. I don't have any paintings hanging on the wall, but I mean, I would be tempted with this one because it's just, I don't know, it's just so amazing. I'm really impressed with my work. Sometimes I look at my work and I'm like, yeah, you did well. And other times I'm like, I cannot believe I made that. So yeah, it's just so technically difficult. And I feel like there's an effortlessness to it. And yes, I'm the gold star for me. Like just, yeah, me judging my own beading technique. I'm pretty happy with this one. And this one, I'm not sure if you can tell, but all the different types of pinks are sorted. Like I had this big jar and I tipped like loads of different pinks into it, and I sort of resorted them as I was doing it. I sort of did them all in different sections, and yeah, I don't know, I just love this jacket. So much work went into it, and I'm just really, really happy that it worked out. I was like, well, what if it doesn't work and I won't love my Kandinsky jacket? But I do love it. I do think there's a few tiny little bits that need a bit more tweaking. And obviously I still have to do the silk lining for it. But yeah, it's pretty fabulous. So that's everything I made in February, March earlier this year. And now we're just doing a quick little recap. That was the first of the spring summer reversible cotton jackets. I love this vintage daisy print. It is just completely adorable. And yeah, I wish I had a bigger frame so that these jackets looked better on me, but they're still fun to make. This one, I see a lot of potential in this one. Or maybe I'll just use the Berta 6123. But this is a really good, if you're looking for a simple jacket and you haven't made jackets before, you've just done dressmaking, this you can make using dressmaking techniques. You don't have to know anything about tailoring or anything like that. It's quite straightforward and it produces a beautiful jacket. This one too, like I altered the pattern, but I think I just love this fabric. And yes, I really need to make the other half of that fabric into it looks like vintage wallpaper. And I think I just love the combination of colours. And it's going to look gorgeous once it's beaded. And there's the handbag in the corner, waiting patiently for me to make it some friends. I'll get there eventually. And the strawberry dress. Oh, I love that dress so much. And it's so much lighter than the other ones because I used really finely woven cottons rather than quilting cottons, which is my normal go-to when I'm making layer cake dresses. And but anyway, that's not the focus of this episode. That's the reverse side of that other reversible cotton spring summer jacket. So pretty. I'll probably just wear it with t-shirt and jeans, but I do think that it looks really nice with the strawberry jacket. Strawberry dress, obviously. And here is the tweed handbag with the beautiful beading. I love those wood look beads that looks like little shards of wood. And then the Barbie jacket. Oh, goodness, that one took a long time to make. I still have to do the lining for that one as well. I think I've got a whole storage box full of heavily beaded jackets that need the silk lining. So, yeah, I have to make all the linings and hand stitch them in. And that's the mock-up of that other Berta jacket. Make sure you remember to put the jacket on over your head and then you'll figure it out easily because the instructions are so confusing. This one actually looks really cute when it's knotted at your waist. And then the orange dress, there's just so many beautiful fabrics in that dress. And two more jackets. We've got the red triangle one. Oh my God, I love this beading design. So like that, the triangle, not the collar and cuffs, but yeah. I'm just going to do triangles on everything from now on, I think. So beautiful. And then last but definitely not least, we have the Kandinsky, which you just saw like a minute ago. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to, I don't know what, make some summer jackets. Cotton reversible jackets are very cool, but also beading. I hope you've been inspired to do some beading. Beading is fabulous. Anyway, happy sewing and thanks again for watching.